Other comments? Well, at the RKC, as you know, that technique is everything. That's first and foremost. The program design becomes secondary until the technique is dialed in. It matters very little whether you do 3 sets of 10 or 10 sets of 3 if you have no clue what you're doing. So first of all, strength, flexibility, all these things are skill. So that's a focus on level 1 and level 2. But there comes a point where program design does become pretty important. So there's a lot of talk about things like periodization. What is periodization? And there's a lot of misunderstanding about what that means. Some people just mean, well, it's this book by the following author, and this is what it is. You're supposed to have this period of 6 weeks and 10 weeks of that, and 3 by 5, and this. No, it's a particular application by one author to a particular sport. There's more to it. Periodization means planning your training according to certain principles in order to be at your best on a certain day. And there's a lot to it, and there are a lot of different ways of doing that. So we're going to go at length about some of the discoveries of periodization back from Russia. Some that are biologically based, means here's what science tells us. Some purely empirically based. If you look at the Russian sports science, there are 2 greats battling out, Pavel2.flv and Pavel2.flv. One was very much an empiricist. Let's experiment, see what works. The other one very much, well, let's cut it apart and figure out why it works. You know, combining the 2. So you'll have that from Russia. You have a lot of experience from Dan John, from coaching athletes ranging from high school to the highest level, especially power athletes. And what especially is unique about Dan is Dan's experience is very much in sync with Russian experience, but Dan's applications are something that is doable for you. Now, you don't have to have a team of scientists. You don't have to overcomplicate things. Dan can really do that. So we deal a lot with training planning. How to peak. How to be the best when it counts. How not to be the Monday morning quarterback, pretty much. Fun knows, right? It matters on Saturday. On Monday, it doesn't matter, right? You know, it's just a nationally ranked power there, too. And we talk about how to taper, for example, at the right time. How to back up. Because the fact is you cannot push the pedal to the metal at all time. Your body does not respond to it. And we discuss approaches of varying that load, monitoring that load, approaching it just to be just right. Then there's the issue of juggling your different types of physical preparation and your sports skill practice. And that's very, very tricky. Because a lot of people, they just do a whole lot of nonsense that just takes away from their athletic practice. They don't understand that whatever you do in your sport, that practice takes priority. And how to make your physical preparation a supporting event. How to support whatever is the coach, the skilled coach is doing out there. How not to fight that coach. And how to be very good. We'll discuss the technique of some very important barbell exercises, some of the powerlift variations, some of the Olympic lifts. We will have platforms, and we'll be dealing with that as well. There'll be a very, very extensive Q&A session. There'll be a panel discussion. We'll be trying to deal with your particular questions and issues. So we're going to try to refine what has been done and decades over there and here, and try to take what's applicable for you and what can work very, very well. You know, something that shoots very well straight out of the box. That's the idea. Questions? Questions about the whole course? Yeah, I just want to stress one more time, for this RKC Continuous Education course, you don't have to be a level 2 or CKFMS. Any RKC can attend it. It's just if you are RKC 2 and CKFMS, and you have attended 3 of these, you become level 3. And we're going to keep offering courses with different content, very valuable content, always changing content. Let's say some of these very cool neurological techniques that Kenneth will teach you, or muscle building for sports by Captain Complex, things like that. Yes, Ed?
Just a question, if the Indian club thing we mentioned counts as one of the levels?
Indian club certification does not count as RKC Continuous Education, just because it's a very different mode of training. Excellent mode of training, just not part of this program. Yes, please, Carol. Are we planning to have any of those on the West Coast? John?
Anything is possible.
I sure hope so. Might as well get an apartment here. Please.
Is there any chance of there being another CAS come out of it?
Is there a chance there'll be another combat application? Of course, absolutely there will be. Yes, we're planning it right now. The question was, what order, if you want to get certified level 3, is there any order? Does it matter? No, it really does not matter. I mean, as a level 1, you can take whatever, once you're level 1, you can take the rest of the workshops, level 2 CKFMS, and continuous education workshops in any order. More questions on this side? Yes, sir. You get an additional discount if you make it to the level 3. You have to ask John that question.
That's a good question. It's very likely. Yeah, there'll be some requirements, some research requirements.
Notice, regardless, you're going to have to research your level 1 and level 2 type skills every 2 years. But we will allow you to do that during this continuous education workshop. That'll be one of the options. There's a gentleman right here somewhere. Yes, please.
Those are like all going to be like 3 days?
Yes, they'll be exactly the same duration as the RKC events, RKC2 events. 3 days. More questions on these workshops or more questions on what we've gotten over in the last 3 days? Before I dismiss you and send you and your team to face your fate. Yes, please, Lance. Will there be specific requirements for RKC level 3, like technique or strength or something like that, in addition to what we have right now? As we speak of right now, no. It might eventually change as the course changes, as it becomes harder. So, not as we speak of today. Yes? If you have ideas about the subtopic for this continuous education workshops, or if you'd like to host one, what should you do? Absolutely, please contact us. Please, John, shall we email you directly? Please email John Duquesne directly and let him know. Guys, we'll always listen to you. So you've been RKCs long enough, we do pay attention to what the troops are thinking. More questions?